You are now listening to the sounds of Dr. B's Spot, a production of Bowden Enterprise Services, LLC. Join the podcast where love and life topics are discussed surrounding spiritual connection, relationships, finance, and becoming a better you through elevation. And now, here's your host, spiritual advisor and behavioral health clinician, Dr. B.
Welcome back to another session of Dr. B's Spot, Love and Life. I'm your host, your spiritualist, your therapist, Dr. B. We are back in business and back in action. I'm happy for you to join me on today. Thank you for your support by tuning in and listening to my content. I'm deeply, deeply grateful. As always, I like to hop right in and get to our topic of the week. This week's topic is called Supernaturally Blessed. In this arena, there's an unexpected time or place of arrival. It just happens and changes your life from one plane to another. Supernatural experiences can bring forth blessings that were hidden and redirect that change in your whole life for the better. Supernatural meaning is something that cannot be explained by the laws of nature. It's something that is of or given by God. The meaning of blessed means supremely happy and or consecrated as holy. Consecrated means something made or declared sacred. Those words, sacred, holy, supernatural, blessed, consecrated, is something that can't be defiled. It's untouchable physically. It can only be obtained by spirit and spirit alone. It's also on a higher realm all by itself. I hope you're listening because I'm getting ready to go somewhere with this information. Every word from the topic and the meaning behind the word is a spiritual connection that the naked eye cannot see. Your beliefs in higher laws, higher powers that cannot be touched physically elevates you to higher planes when you are in tune spiritually. How many times in your life you didn't have enough to make ends meet and you called upon a higher power for deliverance, whether through prayer or just a thought for help, and out of nowhere a shift changes and your needs were met in the nick of time? How about some of you out there that were homeless and it seemed impossible for you to transition your life from homelessness to you now back on your feet, either in your own apartment or house and managing your own affairs? How about many of you who had substance abuse issues and everyone seemed as though they turned their back on you because they thought it would be over for you. They thought that you couldn't turn your life around and beat the odds. Now, we all know from that moment, it seemed as if they counted you out, but you flipped the script on them and you changed your life. How about when your relatives died and you thought you would never be able to live or get by without them? Look at you now, still standing. You're still here. What about when the love of your life left you and the kids and you thought you wouldn't give love another chance because you didn't want to experience the hurt or the pain anymore? But fast forward to the future and you found new love that far exceeded your expectations. This is a part of supernatural blessings. Just when you gave up hope, a light shines down on you. Some of you listening not long ago wanted to take your life by suicide because it seemed that there was no way or nowhere to turn. But in a blink of an eye, someone or something unexplainable happened and you decided to hold on a little while longer. Now that longer lifespan is extended to seconds minutes, hours, days, months, and even years. And as time moves on, wounds do heal. That house, that car, that job, that goal, that achievement you wanted that seems so far-fetched is now in your reach. It either has already happened or it's happening before your eyes right now. These are just some examples of what it means to be supernaturally blessed by getting past through the hurdles that had you bound. These events that took place in your lives are forms of testing faith through supernatural moments and realizing the blessings on the other side. The things that seemed to be an issue at the time and seemed unattainable to correct was because you may have been in the midst of the fight to get out of it, including the battle of depression and anxiety. But by holding on and reaching for that higher power, it brought strength in the times when it was beyond your control. Moments where you couldn't physically see your way out, but a supernatural occurrence happened and brought a blessing. It could have been a check in the mail or by form of a deposit. It could have been a complete stranger disguised as an angel to give you words of encouragement that lifted your spirits and changed your negativity to positivity. We have to realize that we all have a calling, a higher power that we can lean on. You don't have to be religious to understand the power in the spiritual realm. After all, we are spirits of the divine. I'm so in tune with who I am as a spiritual being that I trust decisions that I make where outsiders who know me are doubtful and plausible. There have been many times where I was asked, how did I start at point A and skip the line to point Z? Sometimes it's just unexplainable because we have different paths. No road is the same, is it? See, I know where my abilities to know come from. The approval of people will never satisfy your thirst. Fill your cup and drink from the supernatural nectar. That's what I suggest. Sometimes our faith can be wavered because we give in to physical emotions that get in our way at times. Try tapping into the inner man or the inner woman. Sometimes peace is solace all by yourself. Taking time for oneself have always brought the greatest blessings because you're removing radioactive frequencies that are disturbing your peace. Your peace of seeing, your peace of knowing from a spiritual standpoint. Sometimes I call this intuitive justification. Just remember, whatever in your life seems impossible, it can always become possible. Stay blessed. Much love to you and yours.
Join us next time at Dr. B's Spot, where we dive into the real deal of love and life by tapping into your body, mind, and spirit. Don't forget to like, rate, and comment on each podcast that we drop. For all upcoming shows, reach Dr. B and all she has to offer on BowdenEnterprise.com and social media outlets under the moniker Bowden Enterprise Services. Peace and blessings to you and yours. We are out.